Liverpool are doing everything right. The new system is in place. Ryan Gravenberch, he has been redefined and given a new lease of life in midfield by Arne Slot. Virgil van Dijk is as imperious as ever, and crucially, Liverpool fans are believing. Watching videos of Liverpool fans singing about the potential of winning the league despite the fact that they have no money is so revealing about what the feeling at the club is actually like. Have you seen them do it? Where they remix the lyrics of Freed from Desire. The Reds have got no money, but we'll still win the league. Tells you everything that you need to know about what is going on at Liverpool. Now, of course, it's really early days for Arne Slot and his team, but they have 7 wins from 8 games so far this season, and they have the potential to get a whole lot better. Really importantly, they are the stingiest team in the league, the most miserly. Scoring against Liverpool this season is basically impossible. Ait Nouri's goal the other day was just the second goal that Liverpool have conceded all season, and that was almost self-inflicted. After a rare mistake, for a new manager to come in and immediately implement such a solid back line is a real statement about how well Arne Slot is doing. They beat Wolverhampton Wanderers the other day, hugely important for so many reasons, but one reason has gone slightly under the radar, and that is that they beat them off the back of watching Manchester City drop points earlier that day. It's always so important to capitalise when your rivals drop points. It would have been a travesty for Liverpool to drop points in that fixture off the back of watching Manchester City drop points. It was imperative that Liverpool won the game. Not only for the 3 points, it's about the message that you send to your rival. If you slip up, we will be waiting. And recording a win in rather tricky circumstances off the back of watching your rival drop points is so important. And Arne Slot is rightly getting a lot of praise. But someone else deserves a huge amount of praise for what is happening at Liverpool this season. And that person is Jurgen Klopp. This passage from the Klopp era into the Slot era has as much to do with the foundations laid by Jurgen Klopp as it does the brilliance of Arne Slot, seamlessly passing the baton from one manager to another. The fact that it has happened so easily is a testament to the hard work performed by Jurgen Klopp over the previous 9 years. The players clearly have a huge amount of respect for the office of Liverpool manager. There's no rebellion, there's no wishing that Jurgen Klopp was still there, there's no longing for a bygone era. There is nothing but respect and universal belief in Arne Slot's methods. And just before we go any further in the video, will you please do me a massive favour? Please click that subscriber button. If you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking it now. It really does help me out. Click subscribe. And it's like the players are trying to embrace what Arne Slot has to offer, while still keeping the traditions of Jurgen Klopp alive. So Arne Slot's approach is more technical, more tactical, and it's as if that has inspired these players. I remember watching some of the footage from the training sessions over in the States, the open training sessions that were allowed to be recorded. You could see that there was such diligence from Arne Slot to every single millimetre of a player's development. Those rondos, those piggy in the middle sessions, they were so enlightening as to what Arne Slot was trying to build. For Klopp, it wasn't like that. He seemed to almost bypass the midfield. This Slot system is so different, and yet it pays homage to what Jurgen Klopp had built. Liverpool are now a possession-based team. They want to kill the opposition with passes. Death by possession, as Arne Slot called it. That incredible ball over the top that started so many Liverpool attacks and resulted in so many Liverpool goals almost never happens anymore. Virgil van Dijk, the 60-yard ball over the top to Mohamed Salah. It's only utilised at a very precise and specific moment now. This Liverpool team dictate the tempo, but it's still sort of the same. They play differently, but they keep winning. It's a new setup, but Mohamed Salah keeps scoring. They have a different way of protecting their back line, but Virgil van Dijk is still as good. They give their defenders different responsibilities, and yet they are more miserly at the back. Everything has changed at Liverpool, and yet everything has stayed the same. The standards that were set by Klopp live on. And yet, despite all this, despite how good they are, despite the fact that they are sitting top of the league, and despite the fact that basically nobody can score against them, they are cruelly left out of the title conversation. Genuinely, do you find that? In your WhatsApp group, your mates talking about football down the pub, whoever you socialise with, wherever you get your football fix, do you find that the vast majority, the general consensus of your friends, leave Liverpool out of the title conversation? Because I do. I would say that only 10% of the people I talk to about football believe that Liverpool are in a title challenge. And weirdly, to be so rarely included in the talk about who will ultimately win the league could be seen as being insulting. but I think it's really good for Liverpool. It could do them a real favour, because the focus is not on them. Everybody is talking about the Arsenal-City rivalry. Pep versus Guardiola. Erling Haaland versus Gabriel. The Emirates versus the Etihad. The North Bank versus the Kippax. The Governors versus the Herd. All eyes are on that rivalry, and that could do Arne Slot the world of good. Basically, while the headlines are written over there and the bickering is happening over there, Liverpool keep winning over here. So basically, the question then becomes, could Liverpool win a league that nobody even realises they're competing for? Arne Slot is being very calm about the potential. He has said that the real test for Liverpool comes with what happens next. Liverpool have some very tricky fixtures coming up, but I do disagree with Slot on one crucial point here. I don't feel he is acknowledging the magnitude of what Liverpool did to Manchester United at Old Trafford. As far as I am concerned, Liverpool going to Old Trafford is their hardest game of the season. I know you're going to laugh at me. I know you're going to say that it's wrong. I know we're looking at a Manchester United team in total disrepair, but I do believe that maybe with the exception of Manchester City, simply because of the personnel, the playing staff and Pep Guardiola, Manchester United away from home for Liverpool is about as intense as it gets. The Liverpool players will never be given a more hostile reception than when they run out at Old Trafford. The Stretford End is the most desperate stand in the country to beat Liverpool. Liverpool fans travelling to an away day will never have it worse than they have it at Old Trafford. And therefore, it is my genuine belief that Liverpool go in there, scoring 3, battering Ten Hag on one of Arne Slot's first competitive games is incredibly significant, and Arne Slot is wrong to undermine it. So Slot is talking that the real test comes next. My point is that one real test has already been passed, but I do concede that the vast majority of you probably disagree with me on this. In fact, could you let me know, do you agree with me what I'm saying about Manchester United? Manchester United for Liverpool, Manchester United away from home for Liverpool is about as tough as it gets. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I have misjudged that. But the fixtures that Arne Slot is referring to, and they are tough, run something like this. Liverpool play Chelsea, Arsenal, Villa and Manchester City between October the 20th and December the 1st. In addition to a couple of Champions League ties against Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen. So Slot is basically saying that the title credentials for Liverpool can only be assessed after some tougher fixtures. And I suppose that is fair enough, but it's still an excellent start to the season. But despite the imperious form from Liverpool, the general view of football fans is that it is Arsenal who's challenging Man City. It's not a 3-horse race, and Liverpool rarely get a mention. Maybe it's because of the Premier League fixtures, but we have also seen Liverpool go and win in the San Siro. So I do think it's fair now to start talking about Liverpool with regard to winning the league. And there is also something shrewd and intelligent about this Liverpool team. We've seen it time and time again this season. Use the game against Wolves as a case study. Liverpool knew they were going to win the game. There was something ominous. It was like a horror film. They were lurking, calm, ready to pounce. And then when it was needed, they pounced and they scored. And that is what is so different about Arne Slot's team compared to that of Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp was 100 miles an hour. It was rapid. It was so quick. It was pass, goal. Whereas now it's calm. There's an iambic pentameter to the game. I made an analogy on another video where I said it's gone from being Black Sabbath. It's gone from being heavy metal football. It's no longer Motorhead. It's now Brandy and Monica, the boy is mine. Mace and Brandy, sitting on top of the world. Maybe even a bit of a Leah thrown in. It's 90s R&B classics. And it's true, but I think it's gone even further. It would be like if you were in the pub and your mate has gone out with a girl for 9 years who is nuts. Great fun, dancing on the table, the kind of girl that goes raving in the Egg Club at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. He's gone out with her for 9 years. They're a great couple, they're great fun, but for some reason, they've parted company. Suddenly, he turns up to the pub and his new girlfriend works in financial services. So it's still exciting. She lives life on the edge, huge rewards, but there's no real jeopardy. They're now in bed watching an episode of The Wire at 10 p.m. rather than raving down the egg. That's what it feels like with Slot. It just feels safer. It just feels calmer. It feels like the midfield and possession can go hand in hand, just looking after the ball, calming the tempo down. But calming the tempo doesn't mean that you aren't in charge of it. You are in charge of it, you're just slowing it down. But from everything that I've seen so far, I think that Liverpool are in for a sustained and serious bid of winning the league. They simply need to work out a way to make Mohamed Salah burn at his brightest and make Trent Alexander-Arnold everything that he can be. But I believe that Arne Slot can do that. Sort out the contract issues, get Trent Alexander-Arnold, one of the most gifted footballers in the world, playing at his best, get Virgil van Dijk signed up and get Mohamed Salah scoring 1 billion goals again. We've seen the little tweaks already. We've seen what he's done to Gravenberch. We've seen an elevation in Alexis McAllister. We've seen Konate scoring 2 goals in a row. We've seen so many intelligent manoeuvres from Arne Slot already. All it will take is a tiny bit more, and this Liverpool team are going to give a lot of people a major surprise this season. For what it's worth, I think this Liverpool team are capable of winning the league. I was unsure at the beginning of the season. I thought that it would be impossible for somebody like Arne Slot to land in the league and immediately win it. To land in a league with Mikel Arteta, who is 4 years into his development. What we are witnessing Mikel Arteta doing now has taken 4 years to get to this point. What's happening at Arsenal, it's a crescendo, coming to a head now after 4 years. After 4 years of relentless hard work, and to land in a league with Pep Guardiola, most certainly the best manager in the world, managing the best players in the world. I felt it was impossible for Arne Slot to land in a league with those 2 managers and immediately dethrone them. Some would say to suggest he even could would be a disrespect to the establishment, but I didn't think it were possible. To be totally frank, when Slot was appointed, I certainly didn't think Liverpool were capable of winning the league. But watching them play now, looking at the tempo that they play with, watching the amount of control, it's simply sublime. And if Slot can put just a few more wins together to keep the team moving in the right directions, to accrue a few more points, and to make sure that the Kop keep believing, there is a genuine chance that they could lift the Premier League title in May. Maybe the Liverpool fans are right. The Reds have got no money, and maybe they will win the league. So there are my thoughts on the matter. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a like. Massively helps me out. Please do click subscribe as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.